All right, so we got a quick sketch. Joe has recommended that we make ourselves a waffle cone, and Amazing Barrel has suggested that we do napalm, which turns out is surprisingly hard to make work. So instead, I'm gonna try and make some fiery ice cream and make our stuff look a little bit like a torch. So let's give that a shot. So we're gonna start with just the ice cream cone. So it's obvious, right? Should be obvious. We're gonna do a cone. Cone, we're gonna give it a little bit more subdivision than usual, and I'm gonna turn it upside down. 180. Let's go ahead and not do it that way. Let's do it like that. And here is where we get nice and golden on this thing. We're gonna grab, first off, we're gonna poke a hole in the top of this guy, and we're gonna grab this and rip it. Actually, you know what? Rip. Okay, now I can use this, and we're gonna do only connected. There we go. There we go. So if I do this right, we should have what looks to be a pretty decent looking cone. Just connected. Okay. Perfect. So now I want to grab like one of these guys. We're going to put on random. We're just going to kind of crunch a little bit. Make just a couple of crunchy little pieces. Make it look like it's got substance. There we go. That's an ice cream cone. Look how obvious that is. So we want to add two modifiers to this guy. First and foremost, I want to add a solidify. We want to make this thing look like it's a real object that has real dimensions. So I'm going to say 0.04 is probably good enough. I think I also might want to grab this and do a little bit more smooth. Nope, not like that, like this. There we go. There we go. That is ice cream cone part 1. Done. I'm gonna grab the whole thing and I'm gonna put on a subsurface. Surprise, surprise. To nobody's surprise, I am adding a subsurface. It looks terrible. Okay, let's not do that. Instead, what I think we might want to do is grab the whole thing, subdivide it, and change the smoothness to 1. 2. I've been sent another picture on Discord. I don't know what this one could be. Okay, so that is gonna have to be pretty good for us. And I will go ahead and grab all of these guys. Oh gosh, this is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be really problematic in just a second here. Simo, I'm assuming it's gotta be you that just sent me that message on Discord. I think you might be obsessed with this GeoNode particle system thing, which is fair. Well, that didn't work at all. Okay, well, if we grab vertices and I merge at last, same difference. We've done it. Right? We've done it. We've made ourselves a nice little ice cream cone. I'm just flexing my working vine. You can ignore it. You're good. You're perfectly fine, but I will ignore it. Okay, so that's a waffle cone. Pretty much done. I think I could do more with it, but I'm having a little bit of trouble imagining what else I would even want to do to it. So I think we're going to call that it. I'm going to do one thing real quick. We're going to pop on a cylinder. I'm going to bring it up. We're going to grab the bottom of this bad boy. Like that. And I'm going to bevel it. That's not how I want to bevel it. Let's hide the cone real quick. There we go. You all know what this is. You should know what this is. If you're cultured, you should know what this is. Oh, it looks perfect. It looks so good. Okay, perfect. All right, that is going to go right in the bottom. And you've guessed it, this is the chocolate little cork that goes in the bottom of ice cream cones. Just like that. It looks like a tacky Xmas tree with the emission in random colors. It sort of looks like a Texas Christmas tree for sure. There we go. There's your little chocolate surprise at the bottom. It's the best part of every drumstick. Now we're gonna make fiery ice cream. Oh goodness me. What are we doing with our life? Okay, so. It should be pretty standard to throw on an icosphere. Oh wait, well big mistake. A number one, big mistake. Icosphere of 5. There we go. Let's pop him up. And we're gonna go ahead and just push him on into here. Cool, cool, cool. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit weird. There's 2 ways to do it. I'm going to start with the way that probably won't work. I'm going to shrink wrap to the cone. Yeah, that's a no. So I'm going to do the way that will be a little bit easier. It's going to be a lot harder, but it's going to solve the problem more easily. I'm going to sculpt out a little bit of ice cream looking stuff. Doing this too, I could also probably like drip a little bit of ice cream down, make it look a little bit organic. So I guess I'm not against doing this. Just wasn't my first choice. Okay, so we're gonna look at it just like that. And we're going to get more detailed as we go, but this is just the start of it. Just like that. Okay, so it is pretty much coming together. It already looks a lot like ice cream. Let's go ahead and average that line right there. Average that out just a little bit. You out just a little bit. No, not that bad. Okay. We're just going little bits at a time to make sure that this thing holds its form. The fact that you can see down it a little bit is concerning, but I don't super have a lot of time, and I think we're good enough to not worry too much at this point. So I'm just going to go for this. Here we go. There we go. I mean, that's about as good as you can hope it to get. Honestly, I can just cover this little seam right here. Why not? Hide my work. That looks so dope. Oh, it looks great. Oh, it looks so good. That looks like ice cream. So I'm going to take this opportunity to just dimple a little bit of the top of it. Make it feel really rich, really good. That looks amazing. Honestly, it looks so good. It looks really good. I'm very proud of this thing. Okay, let's material it. Man, dare I say I killed it. This is I mean, I haven't done it yet. Hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm going to mess up. Let's not do that. Let's focus. So I'm going to double check my frames while we're going. I want to make sure that we don't drop too many frames. And we're going to pop on some texture coordinates. We're going to put on a map. And I can just make myself some wave texture, and then we're going to go ahead and do a double. So check this out. We're going to go wave to wave. Right? Very normal, very normal. Just about perfect. Grab you, pop you down here. We're going to go wave to wave. Mix RGB right there. And you are Y. There we go. It looks a little weird. Something's off. That looks a little bit better. Instead of mixing, let's add. I think both of them could probably use a color ramp to get it looking a little bit more concrete. I don't know how to fix those sides, but otherwise I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to offset this by just a little bit. We'll say it looks pretty good. I'm okay with this. Is it the best thing I've ever made? I don't think so, but it's pretty nice looking. I can also add a little bit of a bump, and that should kind of sell the effect for us. In fact, I might just add the bump. No, it'll be fine like this. So if we invert that, and we pop in probably another color ramp directly onto it and really sell it. Something happened. Something weird happened when I did that. It doesn't like the color ramp too much for some reason. It's like way too soft looking for some reason, but I think that's all right. I think I can live with this. If I were to take it upon myself to do like waffle cone color, is it necessary to add anything else? I feel like it's not super necessary. You know what? I think I see a problem, and I think I know how to solve the problem. Let's do this. Pop you down here. And I'm going to grab you and do a full rotation on you. Maybe not you. That makes it look a little bit more believable in my mind. Looks a little better. I'm gonna say that's it. I like that a little bit better. And we'll definitely want to do 2 colors instead of 1. So I'm gonna grab you. Right there. Plug you in. You're gonna be this color, and then one of you needs to be lighter. It's not perfect. It could use a little bit of love. But I think it looks all right. .25. I mean, that's about as good as you can hope for like a 10-second waffle cone texture. That's about as good as I can expect it to be. Okay, let's do the ice cream. So, we want napalm. I'm going to do like a vanilla bean looking kind of thing. So, ideally, I'm going to want to put in a Musgrave. I'm going to want to get the scale super high. Put on a color ramp. Like that. I might lower the dimension down just a little bit. Let's do detail first. Yep, just like that. That looks perfect. And I'm going to lower it down even more. Looks just about perfect to me. Okay, let's give this a shot. So I'm going to throw on a bump like that. We're going to invert it, pop it in like that. Yeah, I'll do. I'll do just fine. And then we're going to grab a napalm color. So napalm, from everything I saw, looks like this. It looks like that, maybe a little bit more vibrant, like 0.35. Looks all right to me. I'm just now seeing this little bit that's sticking out, and I hate it. So we're going to round that off real quick. Napalm looks a lot like snot. It definitely does. There we go. I mean, I hate to say, is that it? That looks pretty good. If I pop in, maybe we can do this. Here, I'll do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grab... Let's make it look burnt. Let's make it look like it actually has like a bit of acidity to it. So I'm going to grab this color. We're going to do it like that. And now I'm going to grab a color that I want to get nuclear. So we're going to go like far. And we're going to get it a little bit darker so it has a little bit less like context for you to grip your brain onto. So the goal is to make it look a little bit like a heat exhaust on a pipe. I think we might have gone a little bit too far in that direction, but can't be that bad. In fact, I think it might be better just to lower the saturation. The saturation might be the big candidate for what makes it look this way. There we go. We'll do it just like that. And now I will take you and I will make you a lot more desaturated. There we go. We got little scorch marks. For the sake of my own composition, I'm going to go back to making it smaller so that you can see those scorch marks a little bit better. But otherwise, I like them. They look good. Cool. So now we just need to make the fire, and we're done. So, fire. I've made a lot of fire in my life. Every time I do it, it gets a little bit weirder. So let's go ahead and pop on a... UV sphere is fine. I'm going to make it a very low quality UV sphere. Let's do like a 16 by 16. I can live with that. Pop you up. We're going to grab the tippy-toppity of you. Just like that. Round it out just a little bit more. Okay. That's that. That is a little bit of napalm. We're going to apply scale. And I'm going to double check that the dimensions look right. Should be a little higher. Right about there. Okay, cool. Let's make it. So if my computer is tanking a little bit because of Twitch, it is surely going to tank now. So I apologize for any missed frames that you might be seeing in just a second here. But we should be sort of smooth sailing, I think, otherwise. I'll go nice. I'll go as slow as I can handle going right now, given that I'm on a time limit. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to want to add texture coordinates with a gradient. Object to density using quadratic. And now I'm going to add a mapping node. And we're going to go ahead and lower that down just a little bit to like a 0.8 and bring it up. And we're going to stretch that Z just a little bit. There we go. Just like that. That might be a little too much. So in fact, we're going to go 1.7. And now we can come back down a little bit. You know what? I kind of wanted it to fill that, Yeah, you know what? It's fine. This'll be just fine. Just like this. It's going to be a weird looking fire, but it'll be fire nonetheless. So, thinking really quick about how I'm going to do this. We want to do a mix RGB using a factor. One side will be... Oh, no. We just want this to be density. My bad. Never mind. Hold on. This is just density. Volumes are always weird. You got to think in a different way when you're making volumes. Volumes are super, super messy for some reason. So now I plug that into color. That's not half bad looking. So now I'm going to distort the heck out of this thing. Let's do like a 20. And I'm going to scale it down a little bit. Actually, I kind of want to scale it up. Make it look a little bit more like stylized. Let's stick with the stylized stuff that we were focusing on earlier today. So, I'm going to grab that wave texture, pop you up there, get another one. This one is Y. Plug you into a mix RGB. Do it just like that. And plug it into a color ramp. Nope, not that. Do a color ramp. Okay. So, black has to be a big part of this. The rest of it will be like reds, yellows. Actually, Napalm has blue fire, doesn't it? Napalm has that like really scary looking blue fire. So let's try a little bit of this. Let's see what this looks like. I suppose it should also probably just be an emission. So if I do it like this, and we just lower that to black. No, we're still gonna have to do this. It burns orange like gasoline? Okay. Good to know, thank you. You'll notice we have some lines, but as long as I rotate this correctly, it shouldn't be an issue. In fact, I might switch this to Z. And that'll stop us from having that problem, and the Z is gonna get a lot less of the distortion. Oh, maybe Z needs a lot more distortion. It's hard to tell. Butane burns blue? Okay, good to know. So we're definitely gonna want like the orange with the whites and put a red in between the two of them. How close is that to looking real? Because that looks a little bad to me. If I lower all of my colors down. This looks a little not good, I would argue. Yeah, this doesn't super... You know what, I'm gonna remove the emissions. Common fuel for commercially available blowtorches and weed burners. Hey, hey, Beryl, why do you know so much about that? Why do you know so much about, commercial fuel sources? Let's go ahead and plug all of this into here. And this mix can be all of these. And what we're gonna wanna do is add. No, we're gonna wanna subtract. There we go. There we go. Divide. There it is. Now we're getting there. So now I gotta come over to this wave texture and we just gotta fix this guy up. All right, so we just gotta make it look real. Detail scale 5. Scale way down. Distortion down 1 more. Yep, same thing for you. Roughness, scale 5. Distortion down Z1. You watch way too many How It's Made shows? That's fair. Is this acceptable? Is this an acceptable amount of fire for us? I'll tell you what I might want to do. I see one little catch. I'm gonna pop on a hue and saturation. And we're gonna lower the value of this guy just a little bit. I think that's gotta be my best attempt at making fire right now. I think that's gotta be it. I feel very exhausted. It's been an incredibly long day. This looks good. I can live with this. So let's pop that back into a normal view. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna see if I take any dips. I apologize if there's a dip in quality right now. So we're gonna want the cone, the icosphere, and the sphere to pop on back to our camera. Nope. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of GZ, GX, and that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna render this guy out and post it on the Discord. That went by very fast, that speed sketch, but I actually think we made something pretty usable. Is it gonna go into any of my projects? Of course not. But it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think we made something very fast, very like authentic to what it's supposed to be. I feel good about that. But yeah, otherwise, anybody wants to catch up with me, do so on Discord. We got Simo, the Blender Wizard, hanging out with us. We got Beryl. We got CQDK posting all their eldritch abominations that I love. We got Joe just doing Joe things. I'm going to go ahead and take tomorrow off. It's my normal day off. And I'm going to just zen, recalculate my brain, get back to normal. And I'll see you back on Thursday. So thanks for joining. Peace.